I wanted to make a video talking about Major League Baseball. Yesterday in Los Angeles, the city council there voted unanimously to strip the 2017 World Series title from the Houston Astros and the 2018 World Series to the Boston Red Sox because of the sign stealing controversy that's going on. But to me, that would have made no sense, because even if the Astros didn't steal signs, there's no proof, or the Red Sox if they stole signs, there's no proof that would have affected the outcome of the World Series, there would have been a different outcome. There's no proof of that. So I think it was completely asinine for a city council to even think about such things. The teams have already been punished for, well, the Red Sox haven't fully, but manager Alex Cora lost his job. But the general manager for the Astros and the manager, A.J. Hinch, both guys were suspended for a year. But then the owner turned around and fired both of them, which I think was the right call. But I don't think, politics should be meddling in with sports. Politicians need to worry about making laws, trying to keep the peace and order and all that stuff like that. They should not be meddling with sports. None. The only time that I ever really agree with politicians getting involved with sports was when President Obama was in office. He made a pitch for college football to have a playoff system, which that I agreed with. I totally agreed with that. But for a city council to say, yeah, let's strip the World Series from the Astros and let's strip the World Series from the Red Sox and award them to us. That's not how this works. You can't strip a World Series title from somebody even if they did cheat, unless you can prove that the outcome would have been different. And there's no way the Dodgers could say, oh, we would have won had they not stolen our signs. Teams steal signs all the time. You got runners on second base. They can see right there at home plate what the pitches are going to be. But if you can remember that stuff in your head, great. But to use technology, then that's where the line gets drawn. But I really don't think that it would be appropriate to strip World Series titles from two different teams to your team when there's no proof that the outcome would have been different. There's no proof of that. So Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred is making the right decision of not having any plans to do that. It's what it is. This is not like NASCAR, where if you win a race and you fail post-race inspection, the win gets stripped from you. NASCAR and Major League Baseball are two different sports. Where, cheating is not, baseball, you really can't prove cheating right then and there. It takes some investigation into this. NASCAR, on the other hand, they have these cars that have to meet certain specifications. They gotta go through templates, all that stuff. And if there's anything that's wrong, like if a spoiler being up too high or too low, you can get docked for that. having illegal fuel cells, meaning like if you had a bigger gas tank than everybody else, then that that would be cheating right there. But to say that sign stealing is what is how the teams won the World Series is not really something that can be proved. It can't prove that. So I think the people or the city council in LA are just complete or let's just say that they're totally nuts for even to even come up with that resolution anyway. It makes no sense. That's the only time I'm going to bring politics into any of my videos. But the fact that I've documented in my other previous videos that I'm a sports fan. And there are times where I am going to make sports-related videos that might not be interest to others, but it could be interest to a lot of people. It's the right call that Rob Manfred made to have new plans to strip the titles from the Astros and the Red Sox. Can you imagine the uproar that it would be if this had happened to the Chicago Cubs in 2016? At the time, it waited 108 years in between championships. 108 years. That, and then you find out, oh, well, they were stealing signs. But it would be, I think, a pretty unpopular decision if somebody were to say, hey, from Cleveland, oh, we lost because the Cubs stole signs. You can't prove that. I mean, you could prove it with the Astros and the Red Sox because, well, they got caught red-handed. But what happened with the Cubs was 3 seasons ago. I almost said 4, but the 2020 season hasn't even started yet. I think it starts at the end of March. So, but that's my take on the sign stealing controversy. You know, if you can memorize the signs in your head, great. But if you're using technology, that's where the line kind of gets crossed. But I'm going to say this. The way Major League Baseball came down hard on the Astros is the exact same way the NFL needs to come down on Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, and Coach Bill Belichick. Was it Belichick? I don't care how to pronounce his last name. They're cheaters anyway. You got the Spygate scandal. There's a Flakegate. They caught just this past season. Got caught stealing signs. Filming the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL needs to come down hard on these two individuals and suspend both of them for a year. And now you might say, well, how can you really suspend an owner? Well, has anybody forgot that back in 1997, I think it was, where Rick Hendrick got suspended for his, for, what was it that, forgot what he did, was it like infiltrating or something like that? I can't remember. But NASCAR suspended him for a year, and he's the owner. So it wouldn't be totally unheard of if an NFL owner were to get a suspension. Robert Kraft needs to be suspended. Have no contact, no nothing whatsoever for 1 year. And the same should go for Bill Belichick. It would send a clear message that this kind of stuff will not, it cannot be tolerated. And here's the thing. New England has already been punished before for for filming when they shouldn't have been. And then here you're doing it again. Now, Roger Goodell needs to say, look, we dealt with this crap with you before, and we're not going to do it again. You're suspended for a year, both of you. That's the only thing, it's the only logical thing that could make sense out of that situation. And then that it just needs to be dealt with. Because if you just keep giving them slap on the wrist, or say, oh well, this is the extent of the punishment that we got. We'll do it. We'll wait a few years and then do it again. Now, you need to send a message that it can never be done again. Because if you just give them a slap on the wrist, what message is that sending? Oh, we don't care. No. The punishment needs to be severe, stiff, and pretty, it needs to be harsh. Lost the draft picks. Robert Kraft gets fined and suspended. Bill Belichick also gets fined and suspended. It's obviously they're not going to talk about taking Super Bowl titles away. That people probably would balk at that, but there's a saying that goes, all good things have to come to an end. Do people actually think that the Patriot dynasty is going to last forever? No. Look at what Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s. They won 4 Super Bowls in that decade. But did that dynasty last? No. And that's the same for the Patriots. It's going to end, and I think the sooner it ends, the better. That would be good for football. My opinion. I'm not saying that for the benefit of my favorite team, which happens to be the Baltimore Ravens, but when you have the same champion year after year, literally, or the same team going to the Super Bowl pretty much year after year after year, it gets old. Maybe not for the fans of those teams, like the fans of the Patriots, but it does get old. It gets tiring when you see the same team pretty much in the Super Bowl year after year after year. So, there's that. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. So I guess I will I'm going to end this video here on this Wednesday, January 22nd, 2019. I should have did that at the beginning of the video. I did not. My apologies for that. But I will see you in the next video. Peace.